Guys, I wanted to send you a little bit of a message, which, knowing me, it's going to be like 11 minutes. But I really wanted to lead off this video with a little bit of like a, hey, check this out. For the last 4 or 5 months, this footage that you're about to see in this video has already been done. I had already done that 4, 5, 6 months ago. With my daily life, you can imagine, especially with everything going around the atmosphere right now, I've been a little bit busy. Things have been kind of crazy. And I know they've been crazy for you and everybody. Little side note, keep up the good work. A lot of people doing a lot of good work up there. But I digress to talk to you about this. PowerTac flashlights, okay? Since I filmed the footage that you're going to see in the rest of this video, I have adapted these to my daily life. I've got not 1, not 2, not 3, but 7 of them working on my 8th one. PowerTac has not sent me one flashlight. They have not given me one free item. I have paid for everything that I have purchased from PowerTac. I want to preface this video with that. Now that I've done all that, and now that PowerTac and I have been in communication, because I've been so impressed by their flashlights, PowerTac is going to do something that nobody else has done, to my knowledge, with any other YouTube advertiser, any other social media guy. I've never heard of a company giving 35% off their products. PowerTac is going to let me give you a coupon code that is exclusive for us 4Pro guys, that you can get 35% off anything PowerTac makes, with the exception of clearance merchandise. Guys, I don't have to tell you, I'm not math certified, I'm not a good math guy, but 35% off anything is awesome. So PowerTac is trying to earn your business. Let me go ahead and tell you how much I believe in PowerTac, okay? That's concrete floor. Just a quick example. There's a lot of lights I wouldn't even do that with, especially with a glass bezel. But anyway, these lights, I've been using them for the last 4 or 5 months. I enjoy them so much. I like every feature on them so much. You're going to see all this stuff in this video, so stay tuned. But I'm going to go ahead. I've got my DB15, great AR-15. Nothing but success out of that rifle. I've got my LWRC. That's got, or excuse me, my DB15, I digress, has got a Surefire G3 on it with an LED conversion in it. My LWRC has a Streamlight ProTac TLX or TLR, I can't remember what the hell it is. And my Rock River with the Adams conversion has a Streamlight, the same one, the ProTac TL or whatever it is, the high lumen guy. I'm going to take this G3 Warrior that I've beaten the shit out of already, concrete floor, that I've beaten the absolute dog butt out of, okay? I'm going to take this light and I'm going to mount it to either my Adams or my LWRC. I'm going to keep the Surefire, my Diamondback DB9 or DB15, and I'm going to run one of these PowerTacs into the ground. I'm going to try anyway, but I'm going to put a picture and a little bit of a video here right now before I start this video. The first PowerTac, which was like 650 lumens, the Warrior, this is a Gen 3. I'm not even going to put the Gen 4 up against those because it'd be like cheating. The Gen 4 is that good. That's what's on my duty belt, that's what's in my car, that's what's on one of my rifles at work. The Gen 1 was shot with birdshot. I'm going to show you pictures of that here. Drug behind a car, dropped from buildings, you name it. You can find that video on YouTube. I'm going to do like some legitimate torture tests on these new ones, but I really wanted to preface this video and let you guys know that my initial observations of these lights, the PowerTacs, was pretty much spot on. Not that I kind of get excited about that, but as you can tell from my page, I don't really push everything. I don't try and just do video after video after video. I try and take stuff that I use in my daily life, or things that impressed me, or things that, you know, people talk bad about that I think might not have that merit. I try and dissuade people or actually do the digging myself. Perfect example, there are a lot of guys that have these like really expensive duty belts, okay? This is a high-speed Gear Inc. setup, great setup. I'm working with STAC right now, talking about doing some stuff with them. But, you know, it's kind of one of those things that I'm going to get into a lot more review stuff. I'm going to try and pay it forward for you guys. Excuse me, good. I'm going to try and pay it forward for you guys and keep some of these videos coming. I've got some new stuff that's going to happen. We're going to start doing 4 minutes with 4Pro. So instead of these super long reviews that I like to do, because I like to give you guys all the information in the world, I'm going to start doing some quick 4-minute reviews. Okay, so there's going to be a lot more stuff coming. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, whatever that, all that crap that everyone begs you for. If you like my stuff, I appreciate it. If you don't, you know, I'm sorry to waste your time. Your time is just as valuable as my time to me. So I'm genuinely sorry if you don't like it. That being said, I'm still answering every single question that gets asked on my YouTube. Okay, social media is a little different. Got a lot of people ask me questions. I get a lot of emails, I get a lot of calls. Every single question that I get asked, I have done a great job answering. I'm not sad to say, or I'm not too proud to say. I've done a great job answering everyone's questions. I really want you guys to take advantage of that 35% coupon that PowerTac is offering. It's going to be in this video. Check it out. Guys, nothing else to say. Hope you enjoy the video. Shout at me if you have any questions. Thank you. So guys, here it is. Okay, I went to the gun show today, and I know you've seen these guys before. You've seen PowerTac. I've seen them, to be honest with you. Some of the reps that I've seen, I didn't really care for. Okay, I'm not one of those guys that if you come and you say, hey, my stuff's better than your stuff, I can prove it. You don't know what I have, dude. Okay, or hey, you know, your light ain't crap, but this one's better. Dude, again, you don't know what I have. Tell me why yours is good. Tell me why yours is a great product, and maybe I'll listen to you. But it used to almost be like some of the guys they had working for them were almost standoffish about it. Like I challenge you to challenge me about how much better my flashlight is, which is kind of ridiculous. I'm not going to get into that debate. I'm just going to walk by you and giggle under my breath. You know, but I kind of gave the guy an opportunity because they had a different salesman there. And it turns out he wasn't just a salesman. Okay, he was an R&D manager for them. He does some of the warranty stuff, and he was really, really, really insightful. He had a lot of knowledge of what was going on with the product. He told me that they're basically rebranding. They got a lot going on. They kind of got into the market. They delved into it. They got their taste of it. They figured out what their niches are. But they're open to suggestions and open to things. So here I am, an hour later, maybe hook, line, and sinker, but $150 later, and I have a PowerTac Warrior, which I've giggled at. I've walked by 5 times, guys. I've walked by probably 100 times. They're pretty big in North and South Carolina. They're online. I don't know if they do a lot of international stuff yet, but that stuff's coming. But one of the things that they really, really dedicate themselves to is the law enforcement and military market. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. It sounds familiar. Surefire, Streamlight, even Olight, some of these companies that are just kind of geared toward that market. But the thing is, there's a couple features on this that I really, really got excited about. And I can justify spending money on something if it's going to save my life. Is a $150 PowerTac Warrior worth my life? Yeah. People will spend money in a heartbeat on something if they can justify the cost, if they can justify the price, or if they get excited. If they get excited about it, they definitely can justify the price. But the problem is, a lot of people don't usually apply the logic needed to really get to where they need to go. I.e., you know, you can spend $1,500 on a gun, but you can't justify spending $200, $300 on a flashlight. Everything that I do has a functional purpose. Here's my power ordinance. We'll do a dry check, okay? Here's my power ordinance 1911. It's actually a 2011, if you will. It has an advanced armament can on it. It's got a Surefire X300 on it. Why is it set up this way? I think a flashlight is the most important thing in the world. I think a flashlight is more important than this firearm. Some of you guys will fight me on that. I know you're coming. I know you're going to comment. But some of you guys are going to fight me on that. Now here's the reality. If all the lights in this room just turned off, this is worthless. I have to see. If it's late at night, I have to see. In a situation I was in the other day, we got a helicopter. Well, he was running thermal. Guess what? I have to see. I need a flashlight. When you have one, you got none as a backup, right? I need a flashlight. Pressure switch, it's like $100. I'd like to have another hand free. I'd like to have master grip on this gun and not have to worry about doing this little lobster thing with my hand. Is it perfect? No. But I can justify that money because that means that when something happens and I have to punch my weapon out, it's here, or something happens there and I have to punch out, I can manipulate it. I can do it nonstop. It's not a big deal. Suppressor, dude, do you really need a suppressor? Dude, I love music. I love listening to music. Is $800 worth your hearing for the rest of your life? Is $800 worth being able to hear whether there's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, 5, 25 people in your home trying to kill you? Granted, I'm not important enough to have 25 people trying to kill me in my home. But that's not the point, dude. Is it worth the money? Well, shit, put it that way. Yeah, of course it is. So I was at a gun show. Heard about 5 people under the breath, of course, because nobody has the balls to say it to somebody and try and negotiate, maybe. Man, I'm not ready. Actually, verbatim twice, which was weird. I'm not ready to spend $150 on a flashlight. So in other words, you're not ready to be educated, or you're stupid, or you're a genius, and nobody's ever done a good enough job selling their product to you. It's kind of one of the 3, right? I mean, everyone always chalks it up to a guy who buys cheap flashlights, he's stupid. Well, if the sales guy doesn't say, hey man, how many flashlights have you bought this year? I bought 4 or 5. How much were they? 20, 25 bucks, 15 bucks, 30 bucks? Okay, well, why are you buying cheap flashlights? I didn't really think I was buying cheap flashlights. I didn't realize flashlights were 150 bucks. Cool. Have you seen what this one does? Oh, it looks bright. Okay, but do you know it has a lifetime warranty? Do you know that it has a separate button, a standalone button that is 100% dedicated to strobe? That's where I got sold. Hold on a second. What did you say? Yeah, man, when you pull it out of the holster, if you want to put it on strobe, you don't have to do 20 different modes to do it. Because here's the problem I have with that. This is a badass flashlight, Olight. This is awesome. I've had 4 failures with the tail cap. No big deal. But I have to remember that on the Olight, I have to click it 3 times to get strobe. Not a big deal, right? On this one, I gotta click it twice. Well, it's dead, but I gotta click it twice to get the strobe. On that one, I gotta click it 4 times. On this big bad mamma jamma, I don't even know what I gotta do to get it to strobe. You see where I'm going with this? When minutes turn into seconds and seconds count, okay, I grab this thing and it's here. And it's right there where one of my second fingers can get to it. So as it's in the holster, and she's down in there, and I grab this thing and I pull it out of the holster. God, she's still snug as a bug. And I just grab it and go. I don't have to go and start playing the clicky game. Because if I pass it, then I got to go back through 3 more times. Bullshit. I don't want to do that. That is the most unique, cool feature that sold me. I spent $150 on this flashlight. Not because it's better than Streamlight. It might not be. Not because it's better than Surefire. It might not be. Not because it's better than Olight or Jet Beam or Phoenix or Ace or Through Night or Mako. It might not be. But with the exception of M20 Warrior, it's got a feature. And that feature to me is life-saving. If I walk up to a vehicle and somebody decides they're going to do something stupid, or if I'm in a building and somebody decides they're going to do something stupid, and I have the option to blast them out, or blast them out, is that worth $150 if it saves my life? If your answer is no, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't want you in my circle, okay? Now, am I saying that you should want to just dump money for foolish reasons? No. But when I've got a company that is aggressively going after a market, their knurling's fantastic. their product is growing. They're making their own batteries now. Their fit and finish is flawless. There's less issues with this than any light I've had. They're using quality LEDs, Cree LEDs. They just came out with the Gen 4 not very long ago, but they also have a Gen 4 Flood and a Gen 4 Spotlight, which is pretty cool. 95 lumen low, 333 lumens medium, 1430 lumens high, 4200 lumens on turbo. Strobe is 830 lumens. Okay, it seems like the strobe is way more than 830 lumens. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that right now. As far as the holsters go, the holster is basically a one-piece Kydex design. The bottom is loose, okay, or open. The reason the bottom is loose or open is so that if you're walking as a police officer, sometimes this happens, you don't want to get hit by a car, you turn your light on, you go down the road, while you're walking, maybe somebody sees it. I know it seems stupid to you, have a car pass by you at 100 miles an hour when you're on the side of the road doing a traffic stop. Tell me if that's not a cool feature, okay? So I really dig that. I'm getting excited even about the holster. When you see the MacBooks, you see the iPads, you see the things that have these magnetic chargers, this is your magnetic USB charger. It is just a USB cable and a magnetic cord. If you get it near there, it latches in, it hooks in, it's good to go. So now, if I'm a police officer, if I'm military, if I'm doing security, if I'm just John Q. Public, okay, and I have this on my belt, and leave that when I'm going down the road, obviously without all this weight on it, but if I leave this when I'm going down the road, and then I have to get out of the car, I don't damage anything. The second I get out of the car, it detaches and it's good to go. I don't have to worry about anything plugging in. I don't have to worry about taking this thing off, shoving it in a holster, kind of like my Streamlights. One of my biggest rebuttals with the Streamlight Stryon and the Streamlight Stinger is the fact that when I take my Streamlight Stinger, okay, I have to take this off my belt, and I have to take these little two prongs and shove them into the base, okay? Now, it doesn't seem like a lot to you guys, but when seconds count, and I have to take this flashlight off and put this on this mount, which is a pain in the butt anyway, okay, when it's not mounted, and put this on this mount, and then I have to have the presence of mind that when I jump out of my car, or go out of my home, or run out of my building, that I've got to pull this thing off and hope to God that it works. Well, here's the second part. If you have a Streamlight Stryon charger like this is, which is why this doesn't want to sit right in there, this works for the Stryon. It doesn't work for the Stinger. So now I've got a Streamlight Stinger, I've got a Streamlight Stryon, which is why this box is full, is because it's crap to me. Because I'm not going to change this out in my car. I'm not going to have 3 or 4 or 5 different ways to charge a flashlight in my car. You hook that up to the charging port. One of the cool things is, let's say that you break that cable, as we're all going to do, okay? Most situations, you got a proprietary setup. What happens when that breaks? Crap, we're done. We're dead in the water. That's a wrap. We're done, right? Well, they're so intuitive with this that all you have to do is pull this back, and pull that out, and now you have a USB-C style, I think, or USB, I don't know the names of them, but the generic one, the ones that you use with like the Samsungs and the Galaxies, I use Apple products of course, but that's now how you charge a flashlight. This magnetic port is dead in the water because you lost that, but they've made it to where you can pull it out, and now you can use a regular USB cable. Really, really, really slick. I like when a company goes ahead and they have the foresight to make a decision like that. They make a decision where they go, okay, what's going to fail? What's going to happen? You know, Newton, all that stuff. How is this going to break? How is this going to fail? What can we do? Okay, so what they did was, instead of engineering that into the light, they engineered it externally. So they made it feel like it's almost one piece of light. You would never know. I would bet that most of you, if you handled one of these without watching this video or knowing that, would never realize that that can be removed from the light. It's a very tight, snug fit. It's really unique how they designed it. When's the last time you called Surefire and gave them your opinion and they listened? Probably never, right? Well, now you can go to a local gun show and talk to some of the people from PowerTac there. And they're there every time. And the cool thing is, the guys that were a little douchey about it don't work there anymore. Because the owner was like, you know what? I have a vision and this is what I want to do. I'm not going to have somebody compromise that. That's cool. That's really cool, guys. So another cool feature is when you plug this in, you get a blue LED. So that's an indicator that it's plugged in. Other cool thing is it's a locator. So if you're in a dark car, dark room, anything like that, and you need to find your charging cable, you got that. You could also, I hate to say it, but in a pinch, you can use it as a little light. God forbid something happen. It's actually fairly bright. Second cool thing is once you plug that in, you get your red charging LED. It's kind of hard with all this overlight here, but you got your LED here that'll show you that you're charging on this guy. So you can always find your cable with that, which is pretty cool. While it won't do a tail stand, it will stand on its bezel. So if you're charging it, you can go ahead and leave it that way. I've also noticed that no matter how sideways I put it, once that magnet is attached to it, even if I leave it on its side, it doesn't want to come off. So once that magnet's attached and it's charging, pretty much the only time you're going to have that come loose is if something blatantly tries to jar it loose. Let's look at on this O light. Look at the spring. Look at how compressed and nasty the spring is in this thing. Is that what you want to bet your life on? This is the third spring I've had in this O light. On the Warrior, look at the quality, guys. Look at how beefy that spring is. Look at the soldering on the PCB board here. Look at the machine work. What are you going to critique there? Look at it. It's a thick, reinforced spring. Look at the solder, guys. Look at how beautiful. That's taking pride in what you do. Look at how clean and how much it adhered. Look at how well it adhered to that thick spring. You notice you don't see any burn marks on it. Whoever did this knew exactly what their goal was, what they were trying to do, and they took pride in what they were trying to do. That's awesome. Okay? Let's go one step further. The threads, the machine work, awesome. They're a little dirty just from me having them on and off and on and off, and I've been playing with it and messing with it. They're a little bit dirty. There's a little bit of schmoo in there. But all in all, the threads are awesome in this thing. The true sign of a good thread, always remember this, whether you're working on cars, working on screws, whatever you're doing, trying to thread something in, push that way and roll it backwards and wait till you hear a good click. Hear that? You will never cross thread anything that doesn't have just destroyed threads if you do that same thing. But what it also shows you is that the machine work on this piece and the machine work on this piece are just dialed in there. They're very, very well made. You hear the threads? They're just precision cut. Now, not a shill, not a mark. I bought this light. We know that. Beautiful XHP 70.2. Beautiful XHP 70.2. Beautiful soldering on the positive lead and the negative lead. Do you see what I see down in there? Do you see what I see? What I see is thermal paste and a nice proportion of it. I don't remember the last time that I bought even a decent flashlight and as simple of a material to use as it is. I don't remember the last time I bought a flashlight, I'll put this one here, that had employed thermal paste underneath the LED. And we're going to talk about that here in a second really, really quickly. This is not a fair fight for Surefire. Full disclosure, this is a very expensive aftermarket LED conversion. But let's get back into the solder. We've got brass contacts, brass terminals. Do you see how kind of murky that solder is? How it, when it applied to the spring here and it adhered to the spring, it might not have been a good solder. See on this side, it looks a little bit better. Do you see how one side of this is level and then the other side is off? I mean, just look at the quality of it. And they get $100 for these things all day long. Look at the quality of it. Totally different, right? Totally different. But again, you're still getting brass. You're still getting good materials in here. Look at this one. Does that look like quality? Smooth reflector as opposed to orange peel. Look at the quality of the reflector though. Great quality. Everything is precise. Everything is flat, well machined. Look at that. This is not cheap, guys. This is not a cheap unit for the Surefire that I've got here. That knurling is just insane. You've got an anti-rotate cigar holder here, or cigar bevel. Point of that, let's say something bad's happening. Here's this Surefire. See what it's doing? God forbid I have to take this guy and put it down. That's what that's for. If this gets dropped, that's where it stays. It doesn't roll around. And even if it rolls around, it'll at least try and be linear. It's not going to move and do that kind of deal. Engineering, guys. Or engineering. You take that and you make it so that it'll catch itself. It's not going to roll down a hill. At least if it tries to, it'll stop. You got a tight pocket clip here. Waterproof granulated bezel. Striking surfaces. Does not tail stand. A little bit of a pet peeve. Especially for a light this tactical. I'd like to see it with the ability to tail stand, but that's not an end all for me. Great feeling switch. Great feeling switch. Will fit a 1-inch light mount in case you want to mount it into a rifle. Check them out, guys. PowerTac. Now here's the cool thing. I've mentioned it before in this video, or at least if I haven't, you're going to hear about it now. I've talked to PowerTac recently, and I've had a lot to say to them about the pros and cons of their flashlights. I had a lot to say about their older flashlights. Well, part of my motivation in purchasing this light and speaking with the representative is I want to see these guys do more. If this is what they're capable of, if they can do this, and they can do this well under $200, or even at $200, what can they do for $300? What can they do for $100? This is what I want. I want to see more of this company. I want to see what they're capable of when they get a little bit more wind in their sails and they start getting to the point where they're a household name like Surefire or Streamlight. That's what I want to see. I want to see it so much that after I was talking to them, after I was saying, hey, this is what I want to do, I talked to them and they said, you know what? If you want to promote some of our products and you want to see these in people's hands, which I do, I think the best way for them to get this on the map is for people to actually hold this. You can't hold this in your hand and not instantly think, you know what? These dudes are passionate about this. These dudes care about what they're doing. You can't do it. You can't hold this in your hand and not want to feel that way. You just can't. But you can't reach in the camera and do that. So how are you going to do it? They want to see you get this in your hands. They want to see if you buy one of their PowerTac Warriors, if you buy one of their PowerTac E3s, if you buy one of their products, what you think. They're very motivated to get this stuff out there because, guys, it's great. To be honest with you, the strobe function is absolutely brutal on this thing. Hey, Jackie! I wonder if Jackie's around. Oh, I think she is. I hear her coming. Hey, you got a second? Yeah.
Yes. Babe! Is that why you called me? You're stupid. Dumb.
The strobe feature on this is really, really strong. It's really cool. I'm pretty sure she just went back in time, so not a big deal. $20 says that she's mad. The PowerTac WARRIOR G4 FL. Try it.